Her fans are really intense. Are you watching Winter House? Do you watch Summer House? Are you watching Winter
No.
House? That's another one. I mean, I don't know. I just think that I like new stuff. Remember when we used to get new shows on Bravo like all the time, and now everything is like 13 incarnations of Housewives and 1,200 incarnations of Below Deck, and there's like no shows at all that are new. And I guess you really can't say Winter House is new because it's like half Summer House, you know, 2 people from Southern Charmed and then some newbies. But like, I am fucking loving Winter House. I'm loving it.
Oh, you're loving it.
Love it. Love it. I don't know.
Is it something where we could jump in and watch this season, or do we have to go back?
No, this is the first season. Okay, start. Like, do you watch? So you don't watch Summer House. You don't watch Southern Charm, which is okay. I mean, it adds a level of interest because like now you have people from Summer House living in a house with 2 people from Southern Charm. So that right there, it's just interesting. Of course, they all know each other because I mean, they're Bravo celebrities, you know what I'm saying? But it's interesting to see how they interact. And then unlike Vanderpump Rules last season, where they brought in these 5 newbies, and it was so strange, they have newbies that have not been on Summer House or Southern Charm. And they are interesting. They are holding their own. One guy is from Italy and he is fucking drop dead gorgeous. And like, they all kind of know each other, but like the newbies aren't like, why are these people here? And it's not too heavy Summer House, because then you would just be like, I don't understand. Like, just take the same people from Summer House and put them in the winter. It's not that. So it's like newbies, Summer House people, and Southern Charm. And it's all mixed up, and they're just drinking and getting drunk. And like, the first night, like 4 people were making out in the hot tub. I would start and watch it if I were you.
Okay, this sounds like a mess, and I'm here for it.
It's kind of like, for whatever reason, Bravo gave Summer House so much rope to hang itself. It's like, it was never good in the beginning. The ratings weren't good. They called it back a second season. It wasn't great. The ratings weren't great. They changed the cast. They called it back a third season. It was better. And then like 4th, it's like somehow they didn't cancel Summer House and they let it find its stride. And it's like, as like Vanderpump is kind of on the downslide and all these housewife stuff is on the downside, like Summer House it had a moment last year, and now this Winter House is great. So I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna watch. Okay. It'll be interesting. Because I've been so pleasantly surprised by Vanderpump. So if you don't like Vanderpump but you like Winter House, then it's probably gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah,
you might really like it, or you might hate it, but it's just, look, it's all a bunch of people, and of course there's like relationship drama already. And this one, because I mean, a lot of these people don't know, so it's like this one likes that one, these 2 like the same guy, this one likes this one. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like you're in a house in Stowe, Vermont for like, and I do love a winter scene. Like, that's part of why I love RHOSLC. So it's like a winter scene, but you know, it's drunkenness and hooking up and just drama. I mean, like real drunkenness. Like, it's just, you know, and they're like young and like they're in their 20s. I don't know. Put this on the agenda.
Okay, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch.
And then I'm curious to see if you like it, you know, but there's like drama over rooms. Like, you have Ramona singing flashbacks.
Yeah.
So that's so Vanderpump you love. I'm going to try to like it more. You're going to watch this. What else? What else is going on in the Bravo world these days? Anything? Oh, did you see the recent thing recently that TMZ is reporting? And of course now it has life, that like the RHONY reunion was canceled now because Ebony filed a claim of racism with corporate against Ramona.
I did see that.
And you also saw that, I mean, that book.
They said they found nothing, right?
They found nothing, but did you see that at that party they were all at, that apparently, which I think this is a stretch, like, but it could be like Luann, Ramona, and Leah walked out the door as soon as Ebony got there.
Oh, interesting.
So like when Ebony was on my show fairly recently, she said she's spoken to everybody in some form except Lou. So I don't know if some form means like Ramona being like, I'm cleared, bitch. Like, you tried to take me down. It didn't work. Fuck off. And Ebony saying LOL, you know, like, I don't really know in what, but I mean,
these bitches do not want to get Stassi Schroedered. That's for sure.
No. Yeah. But I feel, because I just had someone else on my podcast that's coming up. We don't need to get into who, because I hate to reveal these things, but they were talking about like flipping out and like Jeff and Jenny. Like, did you watch Flipping Out?
Oh, I'm a huge Jeff Lewis fan.
Right. So they were talking about like flipping out and like, I think everyone knows like Jenny went to corporate, and said like after Jeff fired her, in real life, she said wrongful termination. Like, here's the thing, like, this is an actual corporation, people. Like, you know what I mean? Like NBC,
like these are actual HR complaints, so they have to investigate.
Right. Like NBC corporate, even Andy does not know what's going on. I mean, Andy doesn't even work at NBC. I mean, so he doesn't even care if it's not his show, but like, right. Like when you go to like NBC as like a Jenny Poulos and you say like, I want to, you're throwing words around like, and this isn't, I didn't say this other person said it, but like, so, I mean, I don't even know if all this is true, but like, wrongful termination. And I'm not coming for Jenny because she was on the show and I fucking love her. But, like, that's when a show like Flipping Out got canceled. I mean, it didn't have great ratings at that point, but right. Like when you have a mess on your hands from an HR point of view and there's claims, it's not helping your show. So it's almost like if the girls weren't speaking to Ebony, I would get it. It's almost like this show is going to be fucking canceled because of you. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like when you involve corporate, once that train leaves the station, there's no coming back.
Oh, interesting.
Like you can say, oh my God, okay, I'm like, I've sat on it. I've sobered up. I'm this, that. It's like, this has to be investigated now. Like this is a claim.
It's DEFCON 5.
Yeah.
Did Jenny go and complain about Jeff after she was fired or before?
I don't know. I have to like, because this person brought it up and
I can't wait for this interview.
I got like, I always knew there was something like, but she implied like it was after, and words like wrongful termination were thrown around.
Well, what's interesting about that is Jeff revealed on his Sirius XM show that Jenny hadn't actually worked for him for years, that she would just come in and like work for him during the 3 months they were filming. But other than that, she didn't actually work for him. She wouldn't come into the office. And it was kind of like, she would only be there to film, essentially. She wasn't really working for him. So I think it's interesting that she filed like a wrongful termination, given that it wasn't even like a real job.
Right. Because like that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I don't know how that works. Like if Jeff said she's off flipping out, like I don't even know if you really have that power, but maybe he did. And then that's when she was like, well, I mean, I don't blame someone like Jenny. I mean, I would do the same thing. Like I don't blame I mean, if you're really going to go down, to me, I mean, I would take the whole ship down with me personally. Like if you were going to fire me from a show that I was a huge part of, I wouldn't go quietly personally.
You're not going to go quietly into that good night. You're going to bring all of Flipping Out, all of RHONY down with you. Oh my gosh. Never got on a show with David. That's what we're learning.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm like a lawyer. Like, I've always said this. I'm very nice until you really cross me. And it's like, you're going to put me out to pasture. Let me tell you how that's going to work. Seriously. It's not like I'm going to come for you. I'm going to be very calm and quiet. Like, you know how like certain people on the reality shows are just calm and quiet when they fight, but they're like deadly. Yeah. That's my style. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
you can all scream and I'm just going to sit here quietly, but I'm going to go home and like cause a lot of trouble. So
you know what I love about you? I love that you are willing to admit that, because I think most people would like to just assume that they are not that person, that they wouldn't do that. But I like you're like, no, I'm a silent killer. Right. And if you come for me, bitch, I'll stab you.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, listen, short of coming for me though, I am so thick skinned. You could criticize me, hate me, talk about me, say shit about me. Like, I don't care about that stuff. Go on Twitter and trash me all day. I'm very thick skinned. So do whatever you want. But when it's like a real business, like you really are now going to affect my bottom line, I will see red. And I just need like an hour to myself to make a few phone calls. and we're going to come out and the house is coming down. Like I've lit the match and involved 35 people and the house is coming. It's going to be destroyed. But short of that, like, just, don't come for me in a big sense. You could fight with me on TV and hate me, but like something like getting fun. So I don't even know all the details, but that's what this woman was talking about. And just, so I think like, it's the same thing. Like, and I'm not saying RHONY's not coming back. I'm just saying like, if this article is true, which they're saying that, that's what happened, I could see why the other women wouldn't really necessarily want to speak to Ebony.
For sure. And I can understand how the other women probably don't want their entire show to be like completely produced and changed by this other cast member. So I totally have empathy for the other women.
That's the thing. And the thing is, like, I just don't, again, if these were ratings, like, if this happened on Beverly Hills, they would be shitting a brick and they would figure out how to work it out. But when the ratings are down, like they were on Flipping Out at that time, I mean, I believe that's probably, I think they were canceled. It was canceled for a lot of reasons, but that's probably one of them. You know what I mean? In New York, is this the time for all this drama? Like, I don't know. Like, so I just don't know. I mean, I definitely think, I still predict, I would think that Leah and Ebony, and I don't know, either Sonia or Ramona, one of those two is not coming back.
I hope it's Leah. I also want to say though that this is very good information for me to know, because I was going to ask for the Behind the Velvet Ropes HR department's number after this call, but I think I'm going to.
Honey, let me tell you something. The HR department tells me everything. I will be making notes. So just,
they're closed.
Yeah, the HR department is on vacation, sweetie. But
we'll get back to you shortly.
But I don't think Ebony, like, I think that's a whole nother legal thing. Like, but I think, you could get rid of someone that makes a complaint like this if you get rid of other people at the same time. But I just think, I don't know. I don't think Ebony's going to go so quietly, but I don't think she's going to be back. And I don't think Leah's going to be back.
Well,
I think
those
two are out.
I mean, maybe this is the time when they clean house with New York completely.
This is a disaster. They're going to clean house. They really are.